Today I am painting the character from the Nerds candy. I start with the eyes, and then I do the colorful snout, which is big and rounded. It's the easiest part to get right on the nerd. The nerd's body kind of looks that of the backside of a frog. So you want to go down in a swoosh like this. And go down again, and the belly. So I do the belly and the back of a frog. The belly kind of hangs out like a pot belly. Back is curved with that little tiny fish tail that the frogs have. Now I'm going to do the toes. A simple foot with kind of a S on the back. The paint I'm using here is Body Color Cosmetics. It's a waterproof paint that goes on using a special activation fluid. Once you have your body outlined, you then take white and we do the highlights. It takes a little bit for this paint to dry, but once it's dry, it is waterproof. Now I start with the eyes and start outlining the snout. Now I'm going to draw a happy little mouth. Round the back, twist my arm around so I can get back to those feet. Doing a nerd from the side is easy because you only have to draw one foot and remember the toes. And now we're going to do another one. I always start with the eyes. It is the easiest. You can also use white to start outlining some of your design if you're trying to figure out which way you want your design to go, because white is very easy to paint over. I'm blending some colors together to get just the right purple that I want for this nerd. Grape nerds are one of my favorite. For some reason, the purple paint is going on a little more translucent than the others. But it just means we just have to maybe layer the paint. Little pot belly, do a little foot. I'm going to have this nerd doing a little dance. And since it's around my arm, I'm going to have to flip my arm over and around and paint this upside down to get to it easier. You can see here I picked up a second layer of paint, maybe a third, to make sure I get that purple just right. And I'm making sure I get that second dancing foot stuck up in the air. Making sure I get the nice big fat toes and get the pad of the foot done. And check the neck flow, make sure I have that frog back showing. Now the highlights, where the light would be hitting it to add a little interest. Now the outlining. Here we go. I'm starting with the dot in the eyes again, and then I go around. By putting the pupils in first, I don't have to worry about getting too close to the line around the eye. And that's why I do that first. Now I'm going to outline the contours. Now around the belly and the back. I'm going to jump over here to the foot. Do the pad of the foot and then around to the big toes, because the bottom of the foot is the easiest one to do. It's coming along nicely. I want this little guy to be singing and dancing, so I'm going to add a mouth. Easy enough here. Fill in the top. Now a little bit of white. Let that dry and then add a little pink. And then now our final little nerd guy in our nerd family. Wasn't quite sure where I wanted to point it, so I drew a guiding line. And then I decided, nope, that's not where I wanted to go. So I drew another eye over on the other side. Kind of looks like a bird, doesn't it? This is a good example of where you can use white as the guidelines. The white blends right in with this yellow that I'm going to use. This little nerd guy is going to be peeking down from above. Get that little curve of the frog back in. Circle down and around to the pot belly. Fill it in. Since he's standing sideways, it's easy enough to put the foot. I figure out where I want the big toe first. Then I do the smaller toes and I connect it with a little curve at the back of the heel to connect it up to the frog tail. Now I take white, do the highlight of the nose, on the back, the top of the toes. I was thinking about doing it on his belly, but he is bending over, so I didn't put any highlights on the belly. Now, to start our outlining, I start with the pupil, and then I do my line around the eye. Around the nose. Putting heavy pressure allows you to make a thick line. Light pressure makes a thin line. Varying the thickness of your lines makes for more interest in your painting. Now over and around the top. And our nerd family is complete, as long as I remember to do one more eye. And now we're going to make it interesting. We need to fill in the negative space between the characters. You do this by using sets of 3 dots. It's important to remember that when you do your 3 dots, do them different sizes and spacings from each other. Doing a double star here also adds an element of sparkle to your design. And a single star here and there with sets of 3 dots nearby. And get a little bit over here. We want a nice complete design. One more star up in the corner. Careful in the placement of the dots. We want to enhance our picture. We don't want it to look like they're passing gas. And here we go. A nerd family. And now the best part. Check this out. If you take your paintbrush and push down, lift it up, match the points and push down, you can get a fast and easy heart. I'm going to put a few hearts around here, a few hearts there. And now the pouring of the water. Check this out, waterproof.